What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got another brand new episode for everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing fantastic. Wish I was still on vacation. But it's back to reality. Made some little changes in my life, but everything's going great, man. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, can't complain. School vacation starts tomorrow, so that's always fun. It's 8 weeks at home with the kids while I'm trying to work, so it's always a blast. But other than that, can't complain.
The one time you get to work from home that you wish you weren't working from home.
it's 8 weeks out of the year. I wish I wasn't working from home. Yes.
I mean, hopefully it don't bother you too much. Or
no, they're pretty good.
Yeah, that's great. And then you can use them as like a servant. Hey, can you go give me something to drink? Go do this. You ain't gotta get up. See?
Hey, you want some live breaking news here as we're starting the pod?
Oh, what is that?
Houston Rockets are finalizing a deal to trade Christian Wood to the Dallas Mavericks, along with the 26th overall pick is going back to the Rockets, along with multiple players.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I know they did need a big. I thought they would go after Ayton, but maybe I don't know. Maybe they still do. And then I think Phoenix is going to re-sign him, but but just in case you get a backup, I feel like there's been a few other trades. I know the Nuggets traded somebody.
Michael Green.
Yep, for some. It was like cap. It seemed like more of a cap.
It was.
Push.
Well, it's also Oklahoma City probably trying to deal some of their picks now.
Yeah, because they realized they got too many damn picks. Got like 20 more first round picks. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see once the offseason kicks off, and then if Bradley Beal actually moves or he stays with Washington. Right. So. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's get right into it, man. Since we're in the NBA, I mean, we got the Celtics, man. They're down 3-2 against the Golden State Warriors. How you feeling, man? You nervous? You think they can come back? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not nervous yet. I think they can come back. I think they can win Game 6, and then either way you slice it, Game 7 was going to be a toss-up. They're 50-50, right? So, if they can take care of the home court tomorrow night, then you go to Golden State and put everything on the floor. I'm more upset with how they finished Game 4 and then how they started and finished Game 5. To be honest, I think they're the more talented team. I think they're deeper. Mm-hmm. I think they're better. I just think that they aren't battle tested, and Golden State is. And Golden State could have easily ran away with that Game 5. I think if we go back to Game 4. Steph just had an unbelievable game, and the other guys did just enough, and the Celtics shit the bed in down the stretch in the fourth quarter in the last 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. Whereas Game 5, they got off to a bad start, and honestly, the Warriors should have buried them. They should have been up 30. There was no reason that the Celtics should have even been in that game in the first half. The way they were turning over the ball, it was sloppy. There was no movement on offense, and then third quarter came and they started, playing good basketball. Like, they can, and they dominated the Warriors. I mean, I think that the end of that third quarter kind of swung the momentum. There was a Clay hit a 3, and then Poole came down and obviously hit that buzzer beater, turned a 5-point lead into a 1-point deficit. And then, the Marcus Smart beginning to the fourth quarter was the end of it. So.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. We talked about it off mic before, but it seems like Tatum is a little bit gassed in the fourth quarter. I mean, he was.
They played a lot of minutes the last couple nights.
Yeah, I think he's like the most played player in the playoffs, sitting at like 900 minutes.
He's 24 years old. Like, give me a break. Like, you want to be a professional athlete, you want to be the guy. I mean, this is what you have to do. And Steph did it when he was, getting to that level. All those guys did it. I mean, LeBron played pretty much 48 minutes a game. So if you want to be that guy, I think in one finals LeBron averaged like 46 minutes a game.
Yeah, I think that was the one when
it was crazy
when he was like the only one healthy, and they played Golden State, and he like averaged a triple double. But I think it's whether the Celtics if they were to come out the losers, I think this is a great learning experience for them.
Yeah.
I still kind of think you need a point guard. I would like to see Marcus Smart come off the bench. It's just on paper you guys have a better team, but I think just the inexperience is getting to you now.
Yeah, I think they let things get to them. They start to spiral a little bit, which you don't see Golden State. You know, they're calm, collected. They get down 6-8 points, and it's no big deal, right? They're like, oh, a couple threes, we're back in this game. They don't panic. Again, I mean, you're going to your sixth final, Steph and Clay and company and Draymond. So, I feel like that's what you should be, right? I mean, like it's like the Patriots going to the Super Bowl, right? Like Brady's been there 8-9 times. Like when they get into those games, they're not nervous. They know what to do, and they don't panic. Whereas I think the Celtics have shown some panic in at least in Game 5. Maybe not so much. I think Game 4 they just offense stalled and Steph was outrageous. But Game 5 you could see kind of some panic ensuing.
Oh yeah, but I mean you guys are right in there. Like I said, you guys play. You guys have the players to do it. You guys just have to keep the turnovers down, and then just match that defensive intensity that you guys, the Celtics, bring to the table. You kind of saw what they did to Steph last game. I mean, pretty much 0 for 9. But I mean, you guys let the others get off, and then everybody else pretty much shot bad, which kept you in the game. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Still like the Warriors in this. I just think what they say. Game 6, Clay's coming for you guys. And then,
he has to come back to Boston, where it's the worst place in the world. So
yeah, but I think he lives for it. Even though he hasn't, I don't think he's fully 100% Clay yet. But I think his mentality's in the right place. That he's going to give it his all. And then I don't think Steph has another bad game like that where he goes 0 for 9 from 3.
No, that was a tough part to swallow. Is that you held Steph to 16 points, no threes, never really gotten any sort of rhythm, and you still lost by 10. You let Wiggins turn into Michael Jordan on you there, hitting fadeaway jumpers in the lane and grabbing 15 boards.
Yeah, he did that pretty much this game and the last game.
Yep.
As far as the double. I kind of like what he's becoming over there. I don't want to say he's living up to his full potential, but he's definitely, it allows him to play the pressure on that team, because he's not like the number 1, number 2 option. He's probably like the third or fourth option. But I mean, he's getting it done. Sure. They got him playing defense. He's long, athletic. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this team grows. I don't know if he'll be the focal point coming, like 2 to 3 years down the line, but it's gonna be great to watch.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, for the Golden State side, I mean, if Steph wins his 4th ring, what do you think just puts him among the greats?
Jeez, I mean, he's got to be up there. I mean, you got, I think some people want to discount his 2 with Durant. I don't think you can discount championships, because then you're going to start discounting a lot because where LeBron played and what have you. But yeah, 6 finals, winning 4, 2 without KD, 2 with KD. I think it puts him in some pretty rarefied air. I mean, I think he's obviously a Hall of Famer. This might slide him close to that top 10, I would say, all time.
Do you think this changes people's perspective on KD being a way much better player than him?
Yeah, I think probably a little bit, but I think if you had thought that originally, I would say that yes, KD's a better player than him, but I would say that he can also carry a team. So I think it's closer than, I would say those people should think about that long and hard, because it's closer than people think. Look at Steph's doing it this year. I mean, he's got Clay on, maybe 3/4 Clay. Draymond has been, for the most part, god awful.
Yeah.
Wiggins has been good, but other than that, that's really it. I mean, you got Otto Porter hitting a few shots here and there. Jordan Poole has pretty much been non-existent in the finals. I mean, he had some good games in the playoffs, so not to discount that, but it's been Steph, and when he's not in the game, that team is questionable at best.
Oh yeah, I mean, it just shows how much he means to that team, and then how much he's like undervalued compared to compared to Kevin Durant. So I'm interested to see how this unfolds if he wins. What kind of certified era this puts him in amongst the greats. He's obviously one of the people that changed the game, one of the greatest three-point shooters alive. So it's going to be interesting to see.
I think there's no doubt he's the best shooter that's ever lived. Just pure shooter, he's the best shooter.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is not. It's going to be hard for him to get comparisons to some of the greats just because of his size. He will be the shortest of them that have pretty much championships outside of Isaiah. But I mean, I didn't really look at Isaiah as great as everybody else did. But
he played a different game though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Outside of the other greats that were like crazy scorers, or that you would say could change the game. I mean, he's the closest thing to what I don't want to say Iverson was as a put a team on his back. Even though Iverson was a little shorter, but that you could compare him to.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much of a comparison. There's no one really in kind of the history of the game that's been like an outside type shooter that's kind of carried a team. It's always been, even Iverson. He wasn't great. He wasn't a great outside shooter. He was more of a mid-range attack the hoop kind of guy, and MJ obviously the same way. So it's definitely a different type of player to carry a team.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they made everything in the NBA what it is now, as far as everybody wanting to shoot threes.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, outside of that, I mean, we got the NBA draft coming up in about 2 weeks. I think it's the 28th. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Not really, but I mean, it's not really too many players. I'm not gonna lie, this is not one of the drafts I'm really excited for. But
yeah, I hear you.
But I think it's gonna be a lot of movement in the draft. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then we'll have NBA free agency. A lot of players on there, man. I mean, they got Bradley Beal. We'll have to see if James Harden takes out his player option.
I was gonna say, all these guys have options.
Yeah, that's it. Most of them probably gonna take it, but it's gonna be interesting to see if somebody doesn't. And then we'll have, Kyrie will probably take his. Yeah, everybody else is not. There's a lot of role players that'll be free agents. That'll be interesting to see if where they swap to, just to see, and especially for Golden State, because to see how they can rebuild. Because Otto Porter Jr. and so was Gary Payton II. Will probably hit free agency, because those guys are after you win a championship, you're gonna get paid as a role player. Yeah. Somebody's gonna overpay for you. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they stay or if they go for the money.
Yeah.
And then on to the NFL. Not too much to cover here. I mean, only thing that's really going on is the Deshaun Watson case is heating up. Right now they're at 24 cases. I'm hearing there's another 2 on the way. So I don't know, actually 4 on the way. It kind of seems like a lot's going on that we don't know about. For it to be going on that long and that many cases, I mean, somebody's had to know about it more than they're letting on.
Yeah, it's almost like surreal at this point, I would say. Like, it's just like the numbers that keep coming out, and the stories are almost exactly the same. So it's like, yeah, now it's, what's the NFL going to do? And are they going to come down hard on him? Because it's not nothing. He's not getting charged criminally, but they still have all these civil suits. So what's the NFL's play here? It's going to be 4 games, 6 games, 8 games, full season. Like, what are they going to do here? Apparently, the Browns have some.
Yeah, and the thing is the guaranteed money, and then how far or how long of a suspension, or if he gets a suspension. Are we looking at 6 months? Are we looking at a year? Are we looking at 2 years? Because it didn't seem like, from what I heard, it didn't seem like the NFL or the Browns really interviewed the majority of the women as far as their story. It seemed like they were kind of just letting seeing how it plays out before they got really involved in it. But
right,
at this point, I think you got to get in there and see what's really going on. But I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see, man. It's a lot of guaranteed money on that table. If he does get suspended, I mean, they're pretty much out of a quarterback. Because your boy Baker wants to be traded. I mean, they got a few backups, which seems like they're prepared for, but it's looking like the Browns are going to be tanking this year too.
Yeah, imagine that they tank, they get a high pick, and they get Watson coming back next year. I mean, granted, he'll have not played in a couple of years, but
it's a great starting point.
Yeah, I can think of worse starting points, that's for sure.
And then not else. I didn't see anything else in the NFL. I saw your boy Edelman talking about he might come back, but
yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah, maybe Tom is talking to him, making him come back.
Yeah, once he says come back, everyone up here is like, oh, he's coming back to the Patriots. I'm like, guys, think about what you're saying. If he's coming back, where do you think he's going?
Yeah, he's going to Tampa.
Yeah.
Then we got MLB. I mean, Yankees still hot as fish grease out there.
It's unbelievable. I just it's almost like shocking when they lose now.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing what we thought they were going to be last year.
Yeah.
As far as the hitting, and then some decent pitching. So I'm glad it came together, but I'm still worried about the signings, man. I feel like I don't know if Judge is going to let himself hit the market or play around with it, see how much he's going to try to get out there.
Nah, the Yankees will pay him.
Yeah, but I mean, he's going to run up the price, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how much he gets as well.
Yeah.
Then the Astros are second in the AL. I don't know how this team does it, man, but they just do it, man. Like the Spurs.
It's like one of these things. It's like they lose guys, and you're like, they're definitely going to go down this year, and nope, they're right there in the West.
Yeah, I mean, one of the consistent franchises in baseball the past few years. I mean, they seem like they're always in the mix. So
they are.
You just can't count them out.
Nope.
Then the NL, I mean, we got the Mets in first place still, and then we got the Dodgers right behind them.
The Braves won 13 in a row. Bring it back to cut the lead in the division a little bit.
Yeah, they're pretty much on fire too. I mean, it looks like they're coming into form. I'm interested to see how long they can keep the streak going, or how much they can climb in the rankings to get themselves in the hunt for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like even in the AL East, the Red Sox have been playing really well, but they haven't picked up anything because the Yankees they've been the second best team in baseball, but they're stuck behind the Yankees and still 12.5 games out. Even the Blue Jays are 11 games over 500 and they're 9 games out of first place. Crazy.
Yep. As I said, whoever cools off first is going to be interesting to see. Or if the Yankees cool off and people start catching them, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yep.
But it's going to be a tough division.
For sure.
But I like the fact that the pressure's building up early. So.
Yep.
And then we got the Stanley Cup kicking off tonight. We got the Lightning versus the Avalanche. Who you liking in this matchup?
I still like the Avalanche. I just think they've been the best team in the NHL all year. They got I think they're stacked top to bottom. Cale Makar is leading the team in points. UMass shout out there. But they're just solid. I mean, Landeskog, McKinnon, they just got a really good team. And I think if people are watching them, they'll understand why. I mean, they're crisp, they're quick. Defense to offense, the transitions is just, it's like, I was listening to the radio today, and it was like one of the guys was like, I hope Bruins fans are watching this, because this will show you how far away the Bruins are from having a Stanley Cup contending team, because this Avalanche team is just so good.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize what's his name, Maker was averaging. Yeah, I think they said he was averaging like almost 2 points a game or some crazy.
Yeah,
some crazy stuff.
He's already had like 2 5-point games in the playoffs, like crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
for a defender.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, and they're averaging something like 6 or 7 a game, that's pretty high for a hockey team or a hockey team.
Yeah.
We normally see like a 3-1 game or 2-3, like in a low, under 5 points. But a team that's scoring over 5 points, I mean, that's hard to beat, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're tough. And look tonight, first game of the Cup, they come out with 3 goals in the first period on a Vasilevsky's, probably the best goalie in the world for Tampa, and they've already lit them up for three goals early on. So it's a tough team. I think the series starts really. I think I don't see Colorado losing in either of these first 2 games. So it's really going to be what happens when they get to Tampa, to me.
Yeah, pretty much. Once the away team wins a home game, that's when the series always starts. So.
Yep. Absolutely.
Because, I mean, if they go up 3-1, pretty much 3-0, they win the first 3 games, it's over. But, I mean, Lightning going to have to keep it close. either keep it close or they're gonna have to match their the Avalanche's high scoring.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna.
And the Tampa Bay can score too. So I mean, they're never out of these games. They got some guys that can put them up. Stamkos and Kucherov and Braden Point's back. So they definitely got guys that can do it too. But yeah, it's a different game that the Colorado's playing right now.
Oh yeah. As I said, you can't let them get up too much on you early because then the game gets out of hand.
Yep.
Then you start pulling goalies, and then all of a sudden they get free shots. They just have flashbacks of the Ranger series, man. But yeah, I'm pretty much rolling with the Avalanche too. I would probably say it's a gentleman's sweep, 4-1.
That's my thought too. I'd go Avs in 5.
But I mean, it should be a great series. It's one of the matchups we've been looking forward to all year as far as NHL playoffs. So
yeah, and obviously Stanley Cup is always a good one. I'd venture to say it's the best trophy in all sports. It's always cool watching the last game.
Okay, I feel like that. I feel like that for most sports, but it seems like some sports have more fun during the championships game. But then hockey, they let them fight too. Like though the game is over, sometimes they'll fight, and the rest is just letting them fight. I'm like,
yeah, it happened at the end of that Rangers game. Stamkos was fighting that kid from the Rangers at the end of that game.
Looks like a Royal Rumble. I was waiting for the Stone Cold music to bust out, and then we got the PGA.
Yeah, it's U.S. the U.S. Open this week in Brookline, out at the Country Club. First time since 1988. It's home of the famous Francis Ouimet, the amateur winning it. He lived across the street in 1913. But it's and also the home of the '99 Ryder Cup, the first time the Americans had won. Gosh, forever.
Mm-hmm.
So a beautiful course set right, probably, 10, 15 minutes outside the city. You wouldn't even know if you drove by there. It's all, it's like a little oasis in Brookline, but beautiful course. It looks like it's set up. I've been watching a lot of the pre-tournament coverage. It looks like it's set up tough. They actually have another 9-hole course there. So they're using 15 holes from the old course and 3 from the new course. I think one of them is actually like a combined hole. So the problem with Brookline is it's short,
mm-hmm.
and these U.S. Open courses are now getting long. So they tried to do some funky things to make it more difficult. So you're going to probably see some tougher pins, some fast greens. At Winged Foot, they had, there was really no like gradual rough, I would say. So a couple years ago, it's kind of a similar course to that. This one, they have like gradual rough, so it gets bad quickly. I mean, and then it gets worse. Like, so, you can get into some really heavy stuff there. But yeah, it should be, the U.S. Open is always one of my favorites because it's usually the toughest test in golf. And my guess is, the USGA is going to have the course set up very difficult tomorrow, and they usually tend to err on the side of more difficult day one, and they can always dial it back, whereas most tournaments will err on the side of making it less difficult day one and then dialing it up. So that's kind of why I like the US Open. But it should be a good tournament. It really, and people say this all the time, but it really, guys who can drive the ball in the fairway and hit greens are gonna play well. I know it's like people say that all the time, but it didn't necessarily happen again at Winged Foot because Bryson was just hammering the ball all over the place and was able to get onto the green. And the difference here is you got some elevation changes and you got a lot of guarded greens, guarded bunkers, elevated greens, things like that. So it should be a good test for these players.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. But the real question is, how you feel about these golfers leaving the PGA to go to play with the LIV?
Oh, you're going with the hard hitting questions now, Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little mixed on it. I get why people are doing it. I get why a guy like Mickelson or Sergio or Lee Westwood are doing it. They're kind of in the twilight of their career. If someone's, if you're in your mid 40s, late 40s, and someone's like, hey, come, here's a, $50 million, $100 million,
mm-hmm.
come play with us. Like, you're not going to make that on the PGA Tour in the next, 5-10 years, whatever it is. So if it is something that you can say, all right, cool, I'll play here for however long they sign me on to. If the league folds, whatever, I'm getting my money, and then we'll figure it out from there. If I don't get to play, it's a right now. I think it's not as tough as a choice for these guys because they can still, as of now, play in the majors, so they can still play the LIV Tour and then play the majors. I think if the majors start shutting these guys out, I think things will change. So that's what the PGA Tour is really going to lobby for. And the PGA Tour is not perfect, so it's like that's the part where I kind of side with some of these live guys, is that like, yeah, they're making a bunch of money, but the PGA Tour is not allowing these guys to, there's different things, right, that go on. They want to use likeness and things like that. The PGA Tour doesn't let them do, but PGA Tour also gives these guys a ton of benefits. So it's like, I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on it. I don't like seeing DJ go, and I know he's a kind of I don't like seeing like guys like Pat Perez. They're fun for the tour, and DeChambeau, take it for what he is, but he's entertaining. I'd rather see him play some of these stops like at Arnie's event when he's hitting it over the water on the par 5 and things like that. Patrick Reed, I don't care, that guy's navel. But again, then it's the Ryder Cup. It's like I loved watching Bryson in the Ryder Cup do fun things, and DJ's always seems to play well in the Ryder Cup. So that part kind of bothers me. But I think if they are able to get these guys banned from the majors, then they just won't last. And the other thing is they're not getting world golf ranking points. So even if they don't shut them off from the majors, some of these guys may lose their status and not be able to play in those tournaments anyways. So those are the two levers the PGA has. And then obviously from like the who's backing this thing, like to me, if like John Rahm, I think he said it perfectly. Like he's like, honestly, like if I want to retire right now and never play golf again, I'm going to live a perfectly happy life, right? Like I got plenty of money. Like how much money do you need? And I know Phil is all in this gambling stuff, but like how much money does Dustin Johnson need? He's married to Paulina Gretzky, I'm sure Wayne has money coming out of his ears. DJ's won plenty. He's won over 20 times on the tour. He's been sponsored by Adidas and TaylorMade for almost 20 years. Like the guys, they got plenty of money. So, and then, I just think that the whole Saudi thing is just dirty. And I don't really try to get into the politics of it, but just playing for guys like that just seems a little shady.
Yeah, I kind of feel you on that one, but I think the bigger picture is it kind of exposes the PGA as far as their stranglehold on golf. So
yeah, and I totally get the wanting to change things on the PGA Tour. I just think there's better ways to do it than signing on to I'm not going to call it a sham, but it's as close to a sham in professional golf as you can get. I watched the first couple rounds of it last week, and it was almost like watching WWE, like the announcers, and I mean it was entertaining, but it's not like I'm not watching it for the golf. Like at that point, it's more just like an entertainment thing.
But hey, that's what I said. Maybe this is the main thing is maybe this helps change some things on the PGA Tour as far as what the players want, gives them more money and more exposure. Kind of like I don't say it kind of like the NCAA does with their college athletes.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Unhinges some things to help them out with the likeness and some other things. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so for tonight, I don't think I've done this one here, but it was I did a chicken souvlaki, but did a little bit different. So for those not as astute, it's kind of like a Greek chicken. So marinated the chicken. Took some chicken breasts, cut them up, marinated it in lemon juice, salt, pepper, some crushed garlic, some olive oil, and I think that was it. Yeah. So let that sit for a little while. A real lot of lemon. So like almost a full lemon for like 2 pounds of chicken, and some lemon zest in there too. All right, and then basically grilled that up once it was done marinating, and then served that on. This was different for me. I normally go pita.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I usually go naan because the naan's I don't know, just a little softer and easier to I think eat. But this time I went pita. Went grilled pita, and just used the kind of like a full pita, almost like a giant taco. So did that. Had some tzatziki sauce, feta cheese, red onion, arugula, and tomatoes, and basically put that all into a big taco. Toss some tzatziki sauce on top, and yeah, there you go. You got a little chicken souvlaki.
Oh, nice, man. That sounds good.
Yeah.
What else? What else did you put in there? You said
I had feta, tzatziki, red onion, tomato, cucumber, and arugula, and a little parsley on top.
I feel like you could throw some rice in there too, man.
This is the healthier version, Rich. You already have my carb with the pita.
Hey, man, I ain't come here for all that healthy stuff, man.
Yeah, you could. So there was I almost did there's a creamy feta sauce you can do that I've done before, but I was just too tired to do it, to be honest. But that's the other thing that, if you get it like a little spicy feta, there's a spicy feta sauce you can make, and it's killer.
Yeah, definitely throw some. I'm trying to think what kind of spicy sauce will go good on that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You almost gotta like mix the sriracha in with the feta.
Yeah,
you could do that.
Or mix the sriracha with the tzatziki.
Yeah, or that. Yep.
Interesting. And then, what did you guys drink that down with?
All right, so this is a beer from Foam Brewers. So they're out of Burlington. They just had their 6th anniversary, so they did a bunch of different variants. So this one is called Bizarre Celebrations Kathy. It's a basically like a New England style pale ale. Comes in at 5.5%. So nice, easy drinking. The main hop in it is Citra. So again, one of my favorite hops. Good summer type flavor to it. And yeah, it's I'd say it's good, not great. It's definitely light, which I like, and it definitely has the citrusy flavor from the Citra hop. It just has a little bit of and I don't mind the bitterness on the end, but a little bit of too much on the back end for me. I think it was good. I think it'd be good sitting outside, good summer drink when you want something that's like a little more flavorful, but not like crazy alcohol percentage. So I'd say it was solid. I'd give it like a 7.1.
It's not too shabby.
I'm not going out of my way to drive up to Burlington just to get this one. But if it's there, I'd probably take a 4-pack.
Oh, nice. How would you rank the bitterness though? Would you say it's like
it's funky because it's like because with the hops they have, it's almost really really citrusy up front. So like that first taste you get, it's like really fruity, and then the back end, it just sometimes they just hit you a little bitter on the back end. A lot of these places have figured out how to kind of tame that back end. What stays on your tongue. This one just it stays a little bitter. It's like the citrus part goes away, and you're stuck with a little bit of bitterness on the back end.
Okay, so it's definitely doable. Something
doable.
Something that won't kill you for like mess up your palate if you try to eat food with it or something.
Nope.
So that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then this week for the BRRs, not too much. So now we're in the mid part of going through some shows. You got The Boys episode 4. They finally introduced the I want to say the what's his name, the kind of like their winter soldier of the show. So we finally get introduced to him. We're going to see what he's all about. I don't want to spoil anything. And then but so far so good. The season's great. Like I said before, one of Amazon's best shows. Definitely want to check it out. How far did you guys get into? I know you guys started watching it.
We went to Stranger Things first, so we'll probably start that up now.
Okay. I mean, let's get right into it, man. Stranger Things. First 7 episodes are out for the final season. What were your thoughts on it?
I thought it was really good. I thought, it started off a little funky to me. I think it finished, the last couple episodes finished really strong. I really liked I'll start with what I don't like. I really couldn't care less for the story in Russia. I'm almost glad that like that seems to be over, and Hop has been reunited, and they had to fight the Demogorgon. Obviously, Demogorgon got to eat. So
I felt bad for those guys, man.
Yeah, they I like how they give them weapons. Like the weapon matters. You know, you're gonna stop the Demogorgon with your little, hatchet. Like, okay.
Well, I mean, it's not his fault because it took him forever to light the fire. That's why.
Oh yeah, I know. So outside of that, I thought that the whole, and honestly, when it first started, I was like, I don't know, I don't like where this is going. Didn't really care for Elle going back to, the scientists there. But as that evolved and you kind of figured out what was going on and what they were trying to pull out of her,
made sense.
And then it, everything made sense. Like, well, 'cause I kept thinking too, I'm like, where the frick is this? Like, how do they keep coming up with these guys? Like, where is this guy coming from? And then it all made sense, when they finally, get to the last episode, and Elle was the one who basically opened up the
upside down,
the upside down, and stuck one into it.
Yep.
And then he got turned into this, basically like the leader of the upside down.
Yeah. So the thing is that so that was where I was a little confused, right? So he's basically the leader of the upside down, right? And then basically everything that came from the previous season was just because of him.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way I understand it. He was the one who was unleashing everything else onto them, and he was basically running the upside down.
Yeah, because it was a little confusing. What this made it seem like he was just one of the initially they were making it seem like he was just like an evolved version of what was already over there. But
right, which I think he was, right. He could use his powers to essentially kill people and get stronger, right?
Oh yeah.
But then you kind of see what happened, and I still don't get why he killed all those people in there. Why he tried to kill all the people in the thing, other than he's just a sick son of a bitch. But
well, yeah, I think he just didn't want any other people like him, and he just wanted to be the.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
He just wanted to be only one, but he kind of like fell in love. I won't say fell in love, but like a liking for Elle, and he was just gonna run away with her. But little did he know she had other things planned.
Yep.
But I just hope we get a big battle come the final episodes. Like I hope the last 2 or 3 episodes is like a straight like final battle type of deal where they're going back and forth and we're seeing a bunch of different stuff. So
yeah, the only thing I was confused about, and I do like the story with all the kids, and like they're trying to get Eddie, basically protect Eddie, keep him clear from all that stuff, and I guess somehow try to convince the police and everybody else that there's an upside down again. Like it's like the 10th time they're trying to do this. But the only thing I didn't understand was when Nancy went and got stuck in his pool of blood there, because everyone, the first 2 people go through, right? Eddie and I forget the other girl's name there, Ethan Hawke's daughter, get through back into the real world, but then when Nancy goes to do it, she gets stuck further into the into the upside down there. So I didn't really understand how that happened. And then obviously she's like seeing the story of who he is, and maybe it's because he went to see his dad, I guess. But that part didn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, that was it. There was a few confusing parts, but
like, did he close the gate, or did he make the gate come to him? Like, I don't know. That was the only part I was a little confused about.
What are you talking about when Homegirl got away?
No, when she jumped, she went to go through the gate that they had opened at the trailer park at Eddie's house, and then she went to go through, and then she got stuck in she basically like slammed down like right in front of him in the pool.
Oh no! Remember, she never went through the portal. She just went. She just got like like when he takes them under the trance and they're like just floating there with their eyes rolling behind their head.
Yeah, but how did he get into her? That's the only thing I didn't get.
Oh yeah, because when he marks him with the clock and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he just like I don't know. That's a good question.
That was the only part that confused me, because everyone else has something going on, right? That he gets a hold of, and that's his thing, right? He takes the the weakness or the whatever it is, and he gets in your head, and then boom, he gets a hold of you. But she didn't really have any of that, and there was no like precursor to that. Basically, just went like right in. You know?
Yeah, I definitely get what you're talking about. It wasn't like any warning signs. It just happened.
No,
so
it just happened. Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe he did something. I don't know. Maybe his powers are evolving since he's supposed to be getting stronger after every time he does it. So, but like I said, man, I didn't understand what the critics were talking about. It was a bad show or bad. I liked it, man.
It was great.
Yeah, I like pretty much everything about it. I didn't think it was anything that was really off. I'm looking forward to seeing what's to come. Like I said, I just hope it's a big final battle. They sent us off with a bang. And then outside of that, there was it's Obi-Wan. Episode 5 was out today. I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about the show, man. I think it's just okay. It seems like it's taking place like right after he leaves Anakin, to die out in the volcanic area.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, to me, it's just okay. I guess for me, I'm kind of biased on Star Wars sometimes because I just want to see the Jedi's fight, and I like the lightsaber battles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't really care too much for the story sometimes. Sometimes it's a little too slow for me. So I can't really give you a great Star Wars review. I'm not a huge Star Wars junkie. I'm more about the action of the Star Wars. So
okay.
And then finish The Staircase. It's another letdown.
I warned you.
I mean, it was kind of slow. Then it picked up because then they're giving you like all these little different scenarios of who could have done it.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden,
the whole time.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it could have been an owl, a damn freaking owl that killed the lady. And then all of a sudden, like he gets out of jail. You think they're gonna go to trial again, and then he just pleads guilty to the crime. But since he served his time, he gets out under some clause. I forget what it's called. And then that's the end of the show.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, you got me with this one, HBO. Definitely something you can skip. But, I mean, some people might like it. I mean, he has good actors.
Yeah, it does. It's just the story just isn't, for me, it's not like enthralling enough.
Yeah, it just leaves you with a big...
For what as much as has been made about it, like, the guy did it. Like, he did something, right? I don't know if he meant to do it, if an accident, or whatever, but he did it, and he was able to eventually, years later, get off, essentially.
Yeah, and then it's just one of those. It just leaves you with a cliffhanger, and you're just like, that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
8 episodes down the drain. I mean, but looking forward to see what else is out there. Got a bunch of stuff on my list I'm going to check out. I mentioned the one with the girl. I forget the name of it, with the girl that the boyfriend committed suicide because she told him to kill herself.
Oh yeah, the one, the Plainville one.
Yeah, so I'm watching that one. I'm on like the first episode.
Yeah, this girl was good. She's insane.
Yeah, she's crazy, man.
She's insane.
So I'm looking forward to see how far she takes it, because it seems like she's trying to make it seem like she's like a great person and she loved the guy and like all this stuff, but they haven't really found the text yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she was getting off on him, as far as like telling him to force him to kill herself.
Yep.
And then I checked out the Secrets of Dumbledore. That's like the pre-Harry Potter stuff. It's okay, man. Gives you a little Harry Potter fix. They actually do more battles in that, in these series, compared to the Harry Potter stuff, where you see them going wand for wand. They're doing I won't say spells or casting different things, throwing stuff at each other, which is pretty cool. Which is kind of what I wish we would have saw if they kept going with Harry Potter, as far as like him becoming an adult or fighting Muldorf. Is that his name? Muldorf?
Oh, you're the Harry Potter guy. No, I have no idea.
Yeah, whatever the bad guy was, but not a bad series. But of the ones that came out, this is probably one of the worst ones. I don't know. It's kind of slow, but most of them are pretty good though.
Okay.
And then outside of that, checking out some other reality trash TV shows. I stumbled upon the Sister Wives. I think it's on like TLC. It shows the people that are looking for like sister wives in their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things these guys are, I don't want to say the guys, man, but some of these things people are telling their spouses to have a sister wife or an extra wife or a third and fourth wife this is hilarious, man. You got to watch this with Michelle and just watch her facial expression when she hears some of this stuff. It's hilarious. One guy, he doesn't work. Only the wives work. And he compared it to like chess. So he says like, the king doesn't move around much, but, the queens, they're the ones that, taking care of the board, you know, doing all this stuff. Like, you know, when somebody says something, like, but it's so outrageous, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But you can't believe that person, like, uses that to, and, you know, people follow it or go along with it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, which is pretty funny.
All right. I'll have to toss it on, get a feel for it.
Yeah, I mean, this is second season, but I mean, you don't really got to. I think in the second season they only have like 1 or 2 like couples that are from the first season. But so you can just pop on the second season and get straight to it, or you can start from the first because I think the second season only has like 3 episodes.
Okay.
If you wanted to start binging more stuff, but you'll definitely get some laughs out of it. It's pretty funny though.
All right.
And then outside of that, I mean, I don't think there's really much else. Anything else? I'm hearing some good things about Jurassic Park, so I'm gonna try to check that out when I get a chance. And then I think that's pretty much it, man.
Nice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.